Some crimes are terrifying because we know exactly what happened. Others are far more disturbing because nobody can explain them. No clear suspect, no convincing motive, no definitive answers. Just mysteries that continue to haunt investigators, historians, and curious minds decades later. Some of these cases seem almost impossible. Others blur the line between crime, legend, and unexplained phenomena. Yet all of them share one thing in common. They remain deeply unsettling. Today, we're exploring some of the most terrifying and inexplicable cases. One of the strangest stories begins in a remote cave. Known as the Hunter's Cave Massacre, the case has become surrounded by mystery and speculation. According to local accounts, a group of hunters entered a remote cave system and never returned. When searchers eventually investigated, they reportedly discovered evidence suggesting something terrible had occurred inside. What exactly happened remains the subject of debate. Some versions of the story describe signs of violence. Others suggest natural causes mixed with local folklore. Over time, details became increasingly difficult to verify, and the story evolved into a chilling regional legend. What makes the tale so disturbing is not what we know, it's what we don't know. In isolated places far from civilization, unanswered questions tend to grow larger with every passing year. And sometimes, the unknown becomes more frightening than any confirmed explanation. Another mystery is stranger still. For decades, residents of the town of Taos, New Mexico, reported hearing a persistent, low-frequency sound, a distant hum. Not everyone could hear it, but those who did described it as impossible to ignore. The sound reportedly resembled a diesel engine idling somewhere in the distance. Investigators, engineers, and scientists attempted to identify the source. No definitive answer was ever found. What makes the Taos hum particularly unsettling is that some people claimed it affected their sleep, concentration, and well-being. Was it a natural phenomenon? An industrial source? A psychological effect? Or something else entirely? To this day, the mystery remains unresolved. And for those who claim to hear it, the experience is difficult to forget. Few mysteries are as famous as the story of the Mary Celeste. In 1872, the merchant ship was discovered drifting in the Atlantic Ocean. The vessel itself appeared largely intact. Its cargo remained aboard. Supplies were still present. Yet, the crew had vanished. Every single person on board was gone. No signs of piracy. No evidence of a violent struggle. No clear explanation. Investigators proposed countless theories over the years. Perhaps rough weather frightened the crew. Maybe they abandoned ship temporarily and were unable to return. Some speculated about mutiny. Others imagined far more extraordinary possibilities. But despite generations of investigation, nobody knows exactly why the ship was abandoned. The image of a perfectly functional vessel drifting silently across the ocean without its crew continues to capture imaginations around the world. Then there is one of America's most infamous unsolved crimes, the Black Dahlia case. In 1947, aspiring actress Elizabeth Short was found murdered in Los Angeles under circumstances that shocked the nation. The crime attracted enormous media attention. Detectives received thousands of tips. Numerous suspects were investigated. Confessions emerged. Theories multiplied. Yet no one was ever conclusively charged with the crime. The brutality of the case was horrifying enough, but the absence of a solution transformed it into something even more disturbing. Generations of investigators, journalists, authors, and amateur detectives have attempted to solve the mystery. Many believed they had found the answer. None succeeded in proving it. More than 70 years later, the Black Dahlia remains one of America's most famous unsolved murder cases. Finally, we arrive at one of the most bizarre events on this list: the poisonous rain of Oakville. In 1994, residents of Oakville, Washington reported an unusual phenomenon. Small gelatinous blobs appeared to fall from the sky. Soon afterward, numerous people reportedly became ill. Some residents described flu-like symptoms. Animals were allegedly affected as well. Naturally, theories began spreading. Some suspected pollution. Others blamed military activity. Still others proposed explanations that sounded more like science fiction than reality. Samples of the mysterious substance were reportedly analyzed, but the results only fueled additional debate. Even today, the exact nature of what occurred remains controversial. Was there a perfectly ordinary explanation? Or did something truly unusual happen over that small Washington town? The uncertainty keeps the mystery alive. What makes these stories so fascinating isn't simply that they're strange. It's that they challenge our need for answers. Humans naturally seek explanations. We want causes. We want motives. We want conclusions. But sometimes, those conclusions never arrive. A vanished ship drifting across the Atlantic. A murder that baffled generations of detectives. A mysterious hum heard by only certain people. A strange substance falling from the sky. Stories like these remind us that despite all our technology, knowledge, and investigative techniques, some mysteries refuse to disappear. And perhaps that's what makes them truly terrifying. Not the possibility that something supernatural occurred, but the possibility that the truth existed all along and was somehow lost forever.